Sadiq, just pause there, please. The security will remove people who disrupt the speech. Sadiq Khan, confronted by angry London crowd. We've had enough. You're not going to believe what just happened in London. Sadiq Khan, the mayor of the capital, stood before the crowd, expecting business as usual. Welcome to Back Britain Unfold. But what unfolded was anything but routine. He was met with frustration, with anger, with people shouting the words, "We've had enough." And let me tell you, this wasn't just a small protest tucked away in some corner. This was raw, unfiltered backlash from ordinary Londoners who feel they've been ignored for far too long. Think about it. The mayor of London standing in his own city, and the very people he's supposed to represent are the ones shutting him down. That doesn't happen every day. So, what pushed people over the edge? Let's break it down. The moment took place during a public event where Khan was addressing local residents. What was meant to be a platform for outlining achievements and plans quickly turned into a showdown. As soon as he began speaking about issues like transport, housing, and crime, voices rose from the audience. Some shouted about knife crime, saying London is no safer than before. Others slammed rising costs, with one man yelling, "You talk about progress, but we can't even afford to live here." The energy in that room shifted instantly. What should have been applause lines turned into jeers. What should have been reassurance turned into confrontation. And here's the part you need to hear. This wasn't just political rivals stirring the pot. This was everyday Londoners, parents, workers, commuters, people who live the reality behind the speeches. Sadiq Khan has faced criticism before, sure, on crime, on transport costs, on housing shortages. But this moment, this furious response right to his face, shows just how deep the frustration runs. For years, London has been dealing with skyrocketing rents, long housing waiting lists, and rising fears over safety. People feel squeezed, cornered, unheard, and when leadership doesn't seem to deliver, the anger boils over. It's not just about one speech gone wrong, it's about years of promises colliding with people's lived experiences. The fallout online was immediate. Social media lit up with clips of the crowd's reaction. One user wrote, "This is what happens when politicians stop listening, the people will speak louder." Another said, "I've never seen a London mayor get heckled this badly. Tells you everything about how people are feeling." Even political commentators jumped in. A columnist for a major paper said, "This is a turning point. Public patience with city leadership is wearing dangerously thin." And here's something striking. Even some Labour supporters, Khan's own base, admitted that the anger couldn't just be dismissed as far-right or outside agitators. These were real Londoners venting real frustrations. Now, let's step back for a second, because this isn't only about Sadiq Khan or even about London. What we're witnessing is part of a much larger trend across democracies. Citizens are growing impatient. They feel leaders are disconnected from the everyday struggles, whether it's the cost of living, safety, or fairness. And when politicians deliver polished speeches instead of real solutions, people don't just clap politely anymore, they fight back. Think about it. How many times have we seen leaders from South Africa to the US to Europe face this same kind of raw backlash? It's no longer unusual for a crowd to boo, heckle, or even walk out. Trust is cracking. And when trust cracks, everything changes. So what does this mean for Sadiq Khan's future? Well, one thing is clear. This public embarrassment won't be forgotten anytime soon. It will be replayed, quoted, shared every time he claims to have public support. Critics will point back to that crowd shouting, "We've had enough." Opposition parties are already seizing on the moment. One Conservative MP said, "This is proof that Londoners are tired of being let down." Even Nigel Farage chimed in online, suggesting this was only the beginning of a bigger backlash. But here's the danger for Khan. It's not just political rivals using this against him. If he loses the emotional connection with ordinary Londoners, the very people who put him in office, then no amount of policy talk will save him. And that brings us back to the big question. Was this just an angry crowd having their say? Or was it the beginning of a major political shift in London? Because when citizens start shouting, "This was today's important update," we want to make it clear that our videos do not contain any kind of misinformation. Our only goal is to deliver true and verified news from across the UK, right here on Britain Unfold. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Britain Unfold channel. Thank you.